Welcome to Monster Monday. Continuing on with our Ghoulies. We've got Ghoulies 3. Ghoulies go to college. Out of the bowl and totally out of control.
Oh my gosh.
That's right. If you were wondering when the Ghoulies were going to receive their education and graduate from college, this cover would suggest you get that answer, but... Unfortunately, the Ghoulies do not go to college in the traditional sense where they take classes and graduate.
They don't apply, get accepted, and then work their butts off for 4 years.
Nope. They do not earn their attendance. So, that's all right. They're Ghoulies. They do whatever they want. And good old Ragnar is the reason they're there, which is so funny because in the newest Mandalorian episode, the character that goes missing that they go to rescue in the episode was named Ragnar.
Yes.
And I was like, wait a minute. Did they name this guy, this kid in this episode after a character in Ghoulies 3?
No, I feel like Ragnar is a pretty standard fantasy villain sounding name.
It just sounds like a shortened version of Ragnarok.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I think it's kind of like a standard fantasy villain.
And when I think of Ragnarok, I don't think of no Thor. Okay? I think of meat, sandwich, good old Gwar. Ragnarok. If you haven't listened to that record, you're missing out, man. The New Plague, Meat Sandwich, and Surfer Sin. Awesome shit. Surf Anson or Surf Orson? I think it's Surf Anson. So if anybody ever tells you that Gwar is not a good band, that's totally fine, but at least let them listen to Surfer Sin, Surf Anson, Surf Orson. I think it's Surf Orson. No, don't get me in that place.
Sorry.
But it's one of the last tracks on Ragnarok and has some great guitar, drums. It's great. It's a great song. And I love that record. That whole record. Dirty, Filthy, all that shit. I love it. Anyways, moving on. Ragnar.
A professor named Ragnar is very unbelievable.
Yes. But it is played by the wonderful Kevin McCarthy, who... will be known in the horror community for his role in the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers. When I see him, I always think of him in the wonderfully hilarious Weird Al Yankovic's UHF. I love him in that movie. He is such a despicable piece of shit, as he is here. Now, here's a movie that... You know, because when we watched Ghoulies 2, Kaylee and I definitely were like, you know, this is a massive improvement over the first one. And then something happened when we watched 3. And I blame this primarily on one singular element. Okay? I loved this, and this is definitely my favorite of the 4. And Kaylee wasn't able to enjoy this as much because she hates when her Ghoulies talk.
I hate it so much. Yeah, I definitely think that if they were their usual silent,
boring ass selves.
No, it's not that they're boring. They're just, I don't know why they're talking all of a sudden.
Because there's nothing more to them. You have the first movie where they're fucking useless. They're pointless. Right? They do literally nothing. They're just puppets in the background. You could not even have them in the movie, and the movie would play out exactly the fucking same way. Then in the second one, they're like some sideshow attraction, freak show type of thing where they, you know, do their little antics and whatnot, and that's that. And in the third movie, you're just going to have a rinse, lather, repeat situation with part 2. So John Carl Buechler, who created the Ghoulies, is the guy who directed this film, and he took his creation and he did what he wanted to do with them originally. Make them talk.
That's fine. It's his creation. If he always had a vision of them speaking English and talking, It's totally fine. I just...
Did you want him to speak like Slovenian or something?
Sure, if they were like speaking some other
Russian.
language and there was like, subtitles, I probably would have been better with that, but I just...
One of those clicking tongue languages?
Anything. I don't know. I just didn't like them talking because they hadn't spoken in the
English.
last... Yes, speaking English, sorry. They could have spoken some other, like, ghoulie language.
Ghoulie language.
And I would have preferred that because I agree with you. I think that this is honestly the best of the four as far as, like, how interesting it is and how funny. Like, there's a lot of comedy in this, which I definitely was into. Like, there's that beer scene and, yeah, like, all of that I really liked, but I hated them talking so much, speaking English. And, yeah.
So I'm going to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make you do it. No nose here. So let's say we're on the set, right? And it's crunch time. We're about to film, right? And Kaylee is our go-to person. And you have to instantly create a Ghoulies language.
Yeah.
What does that sound like to you?
They're gonna sound like freaking Donnie from the Wild Thornberries.
Okay, so
That's what they're gonna sound like.
that's what they're gonna sound like.
Yes.
All right,
That's
you
what
gave
they
me a
sound
quick
like.
answer. I didn't know if you were gonna blank out on that one and just tell me no.
That's what they would sound
refuse.
like.
So
Yeah, just like really fast.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's so. If they were talking like that, you
And
would have
there
been
were
like
subtitles.
subtitles.
All about it.
So now we're in critter territory.
I don't know. Well, okay.
That's what happens with critters. They talk like that,
haven't
kind of,
seen Critters,
and then we
yeah.
get subtitles.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that. I like that idea a lot because they're from like the hell dimension or whatever. So and they just
I could dig it.
yeah.
Yeah. I'd be fine with that.
I definitely prefer them in this movie than the next movie.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
Obviously, but
What even is that?
yeah. But they just were they're very, very silly in this for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is good. I mean, that's just the tone of the movie, 100%.
And you're obviously allowed to dislike this choice to make them talk and talk like this and everything, and that's totally fine. It didn't bother me. Like I liked the inclusion of it because I just felt like we'd be, they would get stale very quickly. So to add that new layer to them, to be able to give us some variety, just felt right to me. And because this choice came from the creator of the puppets themselves, I felt like if anyone has the right to say it, it's the guy who created the Ghoulies.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
he's like, they talk. In my movie, they talk. Why they don't talk in the other movies, I don't know. There's no continuity. So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
These ones are like summoned through this crazy ass toilet
Through a
comic book
yeah.
that Ragnar reads. So not only do they need the portal, which is this like porcelain toilet that has these like heads, not carved, but inlaid or like.
This toilet is so ridiculous too.
Yeah, why that would be in a
Like-
college and why it wouldn't be like a focal point of the college of like, why does our toilet look like this? Why does, because it's like there's
just-
multiple other toilets in that bathroom and none of them look like that.
No, that one's like some weird throne toilet,
Right.
but also the whole bathroom is disgusting.
Yeah.
It was so gross. Every time anyone was in the bathroom, I was just like, no, there's no way that they're using that bathroom unbothered, like unfazed.
Welcome to men's bathrooms.
Welcome to fucking college men's bathroom, college boy bathrooms.
In 1990, absolutely.
No. Ew. It's so gross.
One thing I definitely would have a issue with in this film is I thought, and I guess this makes sense because this is just an outright goofball comedy. This is like the Animal House of Ghoulies movies, which you never thought you were gonna say those words together. But the music in this is dreadful.
Yeah, the music is really bad. Isn't
Yeah.
it like it wasn't like, it was really campy sounding,
Yeah.
like very cheesy,
But
and
not
didn't-
in like
but
that,
not in,
like
a fun way.
Yeah, not in the
Like,
way
and
you
then-
would think. Like a movie like this, you expect like slapsticky type of music to go along with the craziness of the film. But this was just like stock, lame, like freaking sitcom music or something. It was like, what the fuck choice is this?
I don't know. I'm glad you said slapstick too, because that's definitely like, they are the Three Stooges, like in this
They
entire
literally make
film.
them the Three Stooges
Yeah,
in this.
which I also was like, I don't know. I just questioned a lot of the choices in this, but like as you said, it's like their creator, and like this was his vision for them.
Yeah.
So I feel bad questioning it, but I'm just like they were silly in the last one. You know, they definitely had like they were mischievous. That's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, they're still mischievous, but they're just like pure like comedy as well.
Sure.
So, but yeah, the Three Stooges stuff, I was like.
Yeah, they straight up like show you clips of them watching the Three Stooges.
Yeah.
So they become the Three Stooges. Very, and I think this is probably to play off of like, because, something like this is aping off of something like Gremlins anyways. Yeah. And you kind of have that going on in a Gremlins. And so they're just trying to kind of mimic and mirror that and ape from that. So it would make sense. So now, the main guy, Skip, this is interesting. I actually thought, like, while watching this, I was like, it's kind of a shame that this guy didn't go off to do anything, because I think that he is actually a pretty good lead, and I think his acting was solid for such a silly film. Like, I really actually, like, bought everything with him. Like the way he acted and his dialogue and everything. I thought it was delivered super well. I thought he was charismatic, because this movie very much reminds me of Van Wilder with Ryan Reynolds. It has a very similar feel to it, with the college pranks and the man-child who doesn't take class seriously and just wants to party and play pranks and shit. But actually is starting to fall for this girl, and so he is trying to put away his wicked ways to impress the girl. That's a very Van Wilder. And many of other college movies, but this one just had that Van Wilder feel to me. But I actually thought that this guy was quite a good lead, and he could lead a movie like, one of those college films of this time, like a PCU or something. It just felt like that, that performance, and it's in a Ghoulies 3. Yeah. So of course it's never going to get any kind of recognition or anything, but here we are.
I agree with you. I think he had a really good performance, and I think that he delivered his like comedic lines really well.
Yeah.
I thought he had good comedic timing. So yeah, I was definitely. I do think, like, objectively, this is like kind of the best film of the franchise, like as far as the acting goes and the zaniness and everything. Yeah. So yeah, I liked him.
Yeah, so for people who back in like the 90s, aka Randy and Scream 2, who were like, no sequel is ever better than the original. Ghoulies 3.
Proof that Ghoulies 3.
Yeah, that's just.
And Ghoulies 2 are both better than the original.
Sure.
Sorry, Randy.
And we know. I mean, especially modern times.
Yes.
Like nowadays, that is the opposite of the truth. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, I feel like franchises like understand and make up for mistakes of the past films and only make their sequels better. Now, not every film is like this, right? But there's tons of examples. Right, the MCU is littered with them. Whether it's Captain America, Winter Soldier, or Thor Ragnarok, or whatever. Like, there's sequels that are objectively better. The Mission Impossible sequels continue to get better. John Wick, which we just watched, I definitely like them more and more as they go on. So I don't think the sequel thing is even remotely true anymore. Like, sequels are getting better than they used to. It used to be a downgrade. Now I feel like it's a considerable upgrade, which they should be.
Sure.
Yeah. Right? Like, you're understanding your characters better. It's like television series. Like, the first season is rarely the best season of a show. There's definitely shows where the first season is the best season, but for the most part, it's around like season 3 to 5 where they really hit that stride, and they understand their characters, and they understand their audience, and they understand what they want from them, and the characters have really developed into these people that you really love, and there's much higher stakes, and you know, but it's funny that we're talking about that in this conversation in fucking Ghoulies 3. Like, I feel like there's definitely other movies we should have saved that topic for, and we'll bring it up again. Sure. Other familiar faces here. Number 1, Kevin from summer school, the football player who gets held back and he has to take summer school. He is the one who hooks up with Shawnee Smith from the Saw franchise in that movie. She's pregnant and he don't care. I love him. He's good in this. He's Kevin again. He's the same fucking character as he is in summer school. And then another very familiar face, the most familiar face in this, who plays a bit role, but he gets a couple lines, and he plays like the nerdy sidekick. Yeah. And that is
Matthew Lillard.
Good old Matthew Lillard. Yeah. It's a Scream, baby.
Yeah, he's so young in this. He's like such a little baby.
Yeah.
It was really cool seeing him in such a small role. Yeah. You know, starting out.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was definitely cool to see him, but nothing really to report on him as a character much, unfortunately. And you know, I didn't go to college, as it's, you know, as is very apparent. Kaylee did go to college, which is not apparent. Must have been a pretty bad college. No. Yeah. But I don't know how college is exactly. But it's hard for me to believe. Now, in high school movies, right, summer school, you know, to bring up something we just mentioned, it's easier for me to believe because I've been to high school and I know that a lot of high schools are like this. There's going to be a lot of kids in the class who don't give a shit to learn.
Sure.
Right? But I feel like in 1990, when it's, you know, you have to make that conscious decision to go to school and you're there for a career, there are going to be kids who slack off, party too much, right? But like the entire fucking classroom in this is like a high school classroom. Like, I don't want to learn. I don't want to be here. And it's like, then don't fucking be here.
Yeah.
It's college.
I don't think that that's like an accurate representation at all.
Yeah.
Even if like, you know, college was more affordable back in the day, so it wasn't as like big of a deal, I feel like, to go to it.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, oh yeah, I'm going to college, but like now it's like you really have to commit because you're wasting like either your parents' money or
so much money,
taking out loans. Yeah. But definitely the whole class being like so uninterested was like pretty shocking.
I have a feeling though that, you know, of course they're just supposed to be goofballs, but at the same time, like, now if it was like a football class, right, where it was like all the football players and they're all just there on a scholarship for their football, and it's like I just have to get a D, then maybe. But this was definitely not that. No. But like, I would be more apt to believe that kids in the 60s or 70s, 60s especially, were like not wanting to learn or not caring to learn because fucking school, like college back then, was like fucking free. They had like straight up tuition free state college back in the 60s. Nowadays, if you're going to college right now, especially if your parents are paying for it, and you're not taking it seriously, you're a fucking asshole.
Oh my god,
college is so outrageously expensive.
Yes, it is.
So to waste someone's money like that, even your own, you're an asshole to yourself.
Yeah.
Do not go to college if you're not going to take it seriously in modern America. Holy shit, what are you doing?
Oh my god, I know. That's like, I cannot even imagine.
I'm going to put my fucking parents $180,000 in debt and I didn't take it seriously.
Dude, no way.
Like,
that's
what?
So crazy. Like, yeah.
Anyways. We get one of the I think it's the security guard. Is it the security guard? Is the dude from Dolls?
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The guy who ends up adopting the girl
Yes.
at the end and taking her home to mom, and she's like, I'm going to introduce you to my mom. And it's
Yeah.
like, she ain't going to like this guy. Remember when we reviewed that, I'm like, I don't know if you know your mom's taste. You know what she kind of reminded me of in that scene? Oh, you've not seen Terminator 3 yet. That I can't tell you.
No.
We got to watch Terminator 3 at some point.
Okay.
But essentially, as long as you're a male and a female,
like you're a match.
You're a match.
Right.
Right?
Personalities don't matter.
Because, just sperm mixes with an egg. It doesn't matter who they're from. And you got a baby.
Yeah.
So as long as you have those two components, that's all that you need to match.
Right.
And I think that's what the girl from Dolls thinks. Because
I think so too.
I don't know. I haven't seen her mom.
Neither have I.
Her mom might be the perfect match.
It could be made in heaven.
Yep. 100%. So, And he's like, he has this recurring gag, which I refer to as like the John Hughes-ism, where like the person keeps crashing his little golf cart.
Yes.
Right?
Over
like
and over.
in Home Alone, they keep knocking over that like statue out front
Right.
of the McAllister house. Right? And in another John Hughes movie, was it Flubber that we just watched? Where there's a reoccurring gag
Yeah,
where they
with
keep
the balls, with the
something
with the
like
golf
that.
balls and the bowling ball that keeps like falling back onto him. And it's like keeping, and it goes up in the air, and it's like still up there.
No, there's just like, I think there's another John Hughes movie I want to say that we watched recently that I was just like, it's this reoccurring thing. And they do it in House 2, A Second Story. Charlie and the cops keep running into this like brick post that falls over multiple times. But this is that like reoccurring gag where the car just keeps wrecking. Every time he keeps driving it wrecks.
Yes, always.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's just like so stupid that I was laughing. And okay, there's this really weird editing error in this movie where these guys are like, it's not two guys, but it's a guy and a girl. They're having sex on an exercise bike. Then they go to fall off of the exercise bike onto a bed, but then the edit is them falling off the bed onto something else.
It's so weird.
It makes no sense. The geography of it is completely wrong.
Yeah.
When you see it, it's very jarring. It's like, that wasn't the edit.
Hang on.
What happened to this edit?
It's super bad editing.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Just
I don't think that the editor had anything to use.
I think so
I don't
too.
think they brought
think
him
just,
a complete film.
Yeah.
They were just like,
cut it.
Make do.
And he's like, alright.
Or like there was a cameraman in the shot or something, and he was like, I can't put this in there.
Yeah.
This is Ghoulies 3. People expect quality.
They do. And they expect their ghoulies to be silent.
And they got it. They got pure quality.
Silent ghoulies.
No, they did not get silent ghoulies. Thank God. But what they did get is horny ghoulies.
Yeah.
The ghoulies in this were very horny.
I was like almost 1,000% sure that the
They were gonna
one
have sex
girl,
with the girl, yeah.
that's like so like
horny
for everybody.
Everyone.
I seriously thought she was gonna have sex with a ghoulie, and I was like losing my mind over it for part of the film because there's like, there's no way they're not gonna do this, and they didn't do it. She did not, in fact, sleep with a ghoulie, but I feel like she would have.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If they had a chance with anyone on campus, it was that girl.
Her.
And she was hot. So
she was like really self-absorbed too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I thought that they were gonna pull a Thanksgiving, and then some ghoulie was gonna be like, "You just got stuffed. You just got ghouled."
Not as...
Yeah, that doesn't work
It's
as
okay.
well. But they could get her in the end. Yeah, that one works.
That one does work.
Yeah, the ghoulies will get you in the end.
Sexually.
Yeah, and then there's a guy who is flushed down a toilet.
Oh my my god.
There you go.
The throne toilet.
The beers in the fridge, which they say, how many are there? 2001. No.
So many.
Which, of course, is a in-joke reference to the music that they play in that beer scene, where they open it up and it's the monolith from 2001 A Space Odyssey. And then there's 2001 beers in that monolith fridge. But when they open it up, the beers are stacked one on top of the next, and they all fall over onto the Ghoulies. And they're clearly empty when they fall. But regardless, when they are on the ground and the Ghoulies are under them, all of them are like half crushed, clearly empty.
Yeah.
And it's like, are we supposed to believe that those like opened and crushed themselves?
I don't know. Or like that the Ghoulies drank them really fast somehow.
Or do the guys load up empty beers into the fridge?
That's definitely not it. I don't know what that is. It was a weird shot. I think it's supposed to be like they like drank them somehow, like when it fell on them.
I don't think so. I think this is the 2001 beers that they drank while making this movie.
Oh, well, yeah.
And then just piled them up into this fridge.
Yes.
Probably the 2001 beers they had while writing this movie.
At least.
I like that there's a scene where the Ghoulies are looking out at these two guards because I guess, fraternities have to have guards stationed outside during these prank weeks. They have their backs to it, to the front of the building, to take a pee, and you can hear piss from both of them, and you can see right through their legs to the front. There's no pee.
None. It's just
Zero
the sound.
Just sound. They were like, we don't have to add
We don't need to add liquid.
No.
No.
Ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. And hey, some of your writing came in here because some reason you had to write.
Yeah.
I forget why. I was like, I was soaking my hand.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had the ingrown nail, maybe? Something like that.
Yeah, I think that's what was going
on. And I did find it pretty funny that the main guy, which I want to say is a joke in Van Wilder, but it's been long since I've seen it. But like,
this actually might be the reoccurring thing that you were talking about.
No, this is not.
Oh.
There's another John Hughes movie that we watched, or I was thinking of where it had it. But anyways, this reoccurring thing again here, where this guy wants to get with this girl, and he's like trying to stay out of trouble. And these girls keep putting him into these predicaments where he's like trying to help a girl put her bra back on.
Oh my God.
Or like something. And
Constantly.
the girl walks in and he's like holding her tits and he's like, no! And she's like, uh-huh.
Yeah.
And she's looking at like, hanging out with the douchebag of the other fraternity.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
It was funny
Every
because
single time,
he really isn't doing anything.
Yeah, he legit wasn't. So that was funny.
Yeah. That was a funny little gag. I enjoyed that. You wrote rag-ass.
I think they call him that.
They do call him
and
that.
I thought that was funny.
I can see that. You put 3 exclamation points.
Yeah.
I would think Radagast, the Brown from The Hobbit, but rag-ass. Yeah, that's what I would have went with, but I don't think there's any Hobbit nerds in this because they don't even pay attention in school.
No.
So they probably never read a book.
No.
The security guard in this is a panty creep, as you wrote, because he's coming after the girl's panties for the panty raid, and he's like, you can just give them to me, and I'll
he's like, I'll bring back
take care of them
tomorrow or
Tuesday.
I was like, what?
He's just gonna keep them.
Keep them a couple days.
Yeah.
No.
Ragnar figures out that you can control the Ghoulies with the comic.
Mm-hmm.
Threaten them and straight up control them.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, if you destroy the comic, they die. I mean, it's
the Horcrux.
It's too easy. So the ghoulie comes in. I think it's after the horny chick, and she's in the shower, and like two girls are showering next to her in the stalls. Like there's two shower stalls next to her. She's in the middle one. These two girls run off screaming.
Yeah.
And the other girl just continues to keep sitting there showering without acknowledging that two girls just ran out of the shower screaming.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. I don't know why like she doesn't react, but the other two do.
No clue. And there's no curtain.
Of course.
Right? So they can look.
Of course, yeah.
No, it makes sense in this because it's an entirely tiled thing. But if you want privacy, right, you'd think there'd be one. But these girls are like, we like each other's bodies. And I don't blame them. This is how I would want the girls' showers to be if I was living in
You'd be like
the
the
sorority.
freaking security guard from Phantom of the Mall. Just with the...
Except for I wouldn't need no cameras. I'd be sitting in there like this with my hands.
Ew,
They'd be like, Jason, why are you doing that? We're here, we're naked. You don't have to do that. And I'm like, but I like it.
I like to zoom in.
It's my booby.
Focus?
Yeah,
Your
focus.
Booby focus? What are you,
Here's
12?
one boob, here's the other boob. Got to keep them in focus, right?
Oh my god.
I don't want to block it. It's like, it's like the horse.
The blinders?
The horse blinders, where I'm like
Booby
keeping my
blinders?
eye on the prize, like boobies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
The booby goggles.
Booby goggles?
Yeah.
You should just stop calling them boobies.
Boobies?
Yeah.
No, I like it. Then we get the panty raid pillow assault, where these guys are like beaten to death with pillows by the naked girls.
Yeah, that had to have been fun for them.
A plus.
They
scene.
were like,
This
they
is-
got us back.
This is high art.
High art.
This is girls who run out topless
Yeah, they just
to beat guys into submission so that they won't come back.
Yeah.
Right. Because if I run into a girl's sorority and they run out naked and start lightly hitting me with pillows, I'm
You're not gonna
never
come
coming back.
Like,
Or I'm coming back literally every night with my booby goggles as they beat me. I'm like, ooh, ooh. I'll be like,
what?
because they're
jiggling?
Yeah, because they're hitting me with a pillow, so they're like, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that's not the way to ward off men from coming in. I like how the panty raid somehow cost one of the girls her wardrobe. I'm not really understanding how that happened.
I don't know either.
Especially
feel like
since they thwarted them from taking
right, they
her
didn't
stuff.
take her panties, so I don't know why it ruined her wardrobe.
I don't either.
I don't know.
But I think someone did take their pants. Like the Ghoulies came and took them, right? While the guys were preoccupied being titty slammed.
Maybe. But it's either way, she would have only lost her panties, not like her whole entire wardrobe.
And some of those girls don't even wear panties.
Yeah, some of them were just
That
naked.
horny chick, she don't got time to take her panties off. She just wants to jump right onto it.
Yeah. She's
like, that is like 3 seconds too long.
Yeah.
To get that. You know? Mm-hmm. And just so you know, if you fill a water gun with glue, it wouldn't work.
But it does in this.
It would, yeah. It does in this, but as soon as you fired it once and that thing filled up with glue, once you went to press it again, it would just stick. There would be no glue coming out again.
Right.
That's
yeah, I've used glue bottles before.
Yeah.
I know how they work.
But a glue, this is specifically a water gun filled with glue. Although it does say glue something on the side, so maybe this is like some design glue gun? Where but a glue gun is like a hot glue gun,
hot
right?
glue.
So I don't know what it is, but maybe there are guns that can shoot glue besides this one. That was a good one. That was a good one.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one. That wasn't a good one. There's a guy using a dust devil in this for foreplay. A little hand vacuum.
God. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing with that.
You want to try that?
No.
Make you clean.
No.
No?
No, we shouldn't.
No.
No.
No?
No.
Okay. And yeah, dude wrecks so many cars. Someone accidentally calls 411 instead of 911 and gets information. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that means. calls chick a bitch, takes out 4 guys. I don't remember that.
I don't know.
Shit.
Oh no.
And Ragnar, after something happens, turns into the guy on the cover of the comic.
Yeah. They kill him. They like attack him because the main guy grabs the comic and he has the power now, like to control them. And he tells them to kill him, which somehow I don't understand. Like I guess it's still the rule of if they like. I thought it was if they kill their master, like he absorbs their power. I don't know. I was kind of confused by that, but that's why he like morphs into the thing on the cover.
Right, and then
they attack him.
He has this like face on his chest that talks at the same time as him.
Yeah.
And then the cover of the comic book also, which features him, it also gets a little talking mouth on the chest that also talks with him.
Yeah, I really liked that.
That was cool.
That was cool too.
Yeah. I've seen this before. I just can't remember. The face kind of reminds me of the demon at the end of Evil Dead 2 that comes through the door.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But like, there's another movie I've seen where a guy has a face on his chest like that. Not Freddy.
No, are you thinking about Chompy?
No, that's because that's just one head. This is like a chest face and a person's face up here, and they talk together. I've seen that before. It might be animated, but I don't know. And then Ragnar goes down the toilet, and for some reason I wrote the word gone.
But G-A-W-N?
Yeah, so that must mean something. G-A-W-N.
Do they misspell? I don't know. I think there's like a note maybe that they misspell gone on.
Maybe.
But I don't remember what that's from.
We watched this
a long time ago.
Weeks ago.
Yeah.
But God, that's why you got to do these reviews right after.
Yeah.
We always
We've
say
learned.
that. We don't learn.
This time we've really learned.
We have?
Yes.
I don't think we have.
Booby goggles.
Boobies. Well, I got my booby goggles on. I can't because I can't. You do it on me.
It feels like it makes more sense for it to be on you, the vacuum.
Yeah, but the vacuum isn't like something that's gonna suck my up. No, this is like
maybe it works for his. That's how it's shaped.
No, this thing's shaped like the front of the Knight Rider car. It's more like a rectangle. I don't have a rectangle.
No, his is though. I'm saying the guy in the movie.
No, but he's doing it on a girl.
Maybe he was like doing it on himself.
He did it sideways, which would match up with her parts.
I don't think this is
Yes.
No.
That works.
No.
Well, thank you for everyone who stayed with us on this insane rant of the wonderful masterpiece that is Ghoulies 3.
Wonderful masterpiece.
Ghoulies Go to College. This is the best review for this movie on the internet, hands down. I haven't watched any other, but I don't give a shit. We had fun.
We did.
And we don't look forward to Ghoulies 4.
Oh my God.
Which was fucking abysmal, and I don't know what I'm going to say about it. So expect a very short Monster Monday next week, because I didn't like it.
Nor did
the
I.
Ghoulies were weird.
They were super weird.
The characters were stupid.
They were super dumb.
The end. I don't know what else to say.
We'll just
I
cut
have
this
some
part
notes.
off and it'll be...
Yeah, I have some notes, so we'll see what I can come up with. But other than that, guys, it was fun. We'll see you next week. Adios.
Bye.
Boop, boop.